Hello again. This video is going to be in response to other video debates that other people did. This debate is for debate number 2 about U.S. military intervention on whether or not we should be intervening in other nations' problems and strifes, or we should step back and let them take the issues out and deal with it on their own. Personally, I am a huge proponent of militaristic and non-militaristic intervention. I believe that as a world power, we should help other nations that do need it. Watching some of the videos, I see some great points on both sides of the board. Predominantly, I see the point where the U.S. is the predominant world power, and we should be using that strength to help nations that very much so need it, like the former Yugoslavia. We very much should have helped with that. When the Rwanda strife happened, for those 3 months of slaughter, we should have stepped in, we should have helped it, even though we had the Somalia syndrome, quote unquote, because we did not want to help because of what happened when we did try to overthrow a vicious dictator or warlord in Somalia. Movie Black Hawk Down kind of very much so shows what happened there. But many people made that point, so I very strongly believe the U.S. should be intervening in nations that do need it, or even if they do ask for help. Intervention is a great way to have militaristic presence without outright war, without a declaration of war. It can actually prevent a possible war from occurring while stopping these conflicts in the early stages, and I believe it can stabilize these conflict zones that just break out all across the world. The United States should intervene because we are the world's utmost power, and the world is better with the United States leading it. United States, we could have prevented Syria and ISIS crisis from even starting, as many experts say, if the U.S. did decide to intervene in the early stages. What else do we have? We also have the statement that the protection of human rights and civilians are of utmost importance, and if the nation, this is the basic definition of why intervention should occur, if a nation could not uphold these human rights, or as many times it does happen, the nations are the ones impeding on the human rights of their own citizens, another third actor should step in and help. In the United States, because we are the utmost world power, we have the most respect and infamy because of some of our more reckless behaviors. We are one of the most well-known, and we are the most prepared to help these people in need, so I strongly believe that we should intervene. Some of the counter arguments saying that we should not intervene were very good. I agree with some of them. They're very valid points, like how whenever the U.S. intervenes, we do tend to make it worse. It tends to become a war zone more than an actual conflict. I agree, the United States has a track record of kind of being reckless with their actions, but if you do sit idly by and you do let these human rights atrocities from occurring without even trying, then what good are you in the world being that superpower? If we are that superpower, we should use it to better the world. I know that sounds cliche, like superheroes in Marvel vs. DC, but if we are that one strong power, we are at the top of the food chain, we should help other people. Yes, when you're at the top of the food chain, not everyone is going to be happy with you. But while you're at the top of that food chain, like the United States are, you might as well use that strength to help other nations out. It is very beneficial to have a righteous nation at the top, like the United States, than having just power leading and let me reword that. It is beneficial to have a just and righteous nation like the United States leading the world, quote unquote, with intervention in the human rights perspective, than having other nations that do decide to intervene on that nation for their own economic gain. Like, if something let's say Russia does a human rights intervention in parts of Africa, but they're really just trying to get natural resources. That happens all around the world. The U.S. is guilty of this, but I believe the world would be a better place if they had the most righteous and the most just nation in the United States intervening and helping these poor people out. Because if nobody intervenes, then the slaughtering will continue, the human rights atrocities will continue without fail. Or without stopping, not without fail, bad way to say it. But if someone does intervene, and predominantly the United States, because we have the technology, we have the advancement, we have the resources to intervene, we can make the world a better place. So personally, I strongly believe the United States should lead the world, or that should continue their intervention programs all across the world, and we should be the leading intervener. That's a word. We should be the leading nation for intervening and helping these people in need, because we've seen atrocities happen worldwide. They're horrible to hear about. So, yeah. Thank you for watching.